The most dangerous or controversial figures of the 21st century, based on their actions and influence. 1. Osama bin Laden, leader of Al-Qaeda and mastermind behind the September 11 attacks. 2. Vladimir Putin, President of Russia, known for aggressive foreign policy and suppression of dissent. 3. Kim Jong-un, Supreme Leader of North Korea, known for nuclear weapons development and human rights abuses. 4. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, former leader of ISIS, responsible for widespread terrorism and brutality. 5. Hugo Chavez, former president of Venezuela, known for authoritarian rule and economic mismanagement. 6. Bashar al-Assad, president of Syria, implicated in war crimes during the Syrian civil war. 7. Donald Trump, former U.S. president, known for divisive politics and controversial policies. 8. Xi Jinping, president of China, criticized for human rights abuses and expanding state control. 9. Joseph Kony, leader of the Lord's Resistance Army, known for kidnapping and atrocities in Uganda. 10. Ayman al-Zawahiri, successor to bin Laden as leader of Al-Qaeda. 11. Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of India, controversial for policies perceived as discriminatory against minorities. 12. Recep Tayyip Erdogan, President of Turkey, known for authoritarianism and crackdowns on dissent. 13. Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, notorious drug lord involved in violence and drug trafficking. 14. Fidel Castro, former leader of Cuba, known for his repressive regime. 15. Ali Khamenei, supreme leader of Iran, influential in regional conflicts and human rights abuses. 16. Robert Mugabe, former president of Zimbabwe, known for economic ruin and political repression. 17. Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, president of Egypt, criticized for authoritarian rule and human rights violations. 18. Viktor Yanukovych, former president of Ukraine, ousted amid corruption and ties to Russia. 19. Liu Xiaobo, dissident and human rights activist, persecuted by the Chinese government. 20. Stephen Miller, influential advisor in the Trump administration, known for controversial immigration policies. 21. Martin Shkreli, farmer executive infamous for drastically increasing drug prices. 22. Rohingya genocide perpetrators, leaders responsible for violence against the Rohingya in Myanmar. 23. Kim Jong-il, predecessor to Kim Jong-un, known for his oppressive regime. 24. Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, King of Saudi Arabia, criticized for human rights abuses and regional conflicts. 25. Saddam Hussein, former president of Iraq, responsible for mass atrocities. 26. Militant leaders in Afghanistan, various leaders linked to the Taliban and insurgent activities. 27. David Icke, conspiracy theorist known for promoting harmful ideas and misinformation. 28. Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, one of the Boston Marathon bombers, involved in a deadly terrorist attack. 29. Anders Behring Breivik, perpetrator of the 2011 Norway attacks, resulting in mass casualties. 30. Radovan Karadzic, Bosnian Serb leader involved in ethnic cleansing during the Bosnian War. 31. Muammar Gaddafi, former Libyan leader, known for his oppressive regime and support for terrorism. 32. Jean-Claude Duvalier, former Haitian dictator with a history of human rights abuses. 33. George W. Bush, criticized for the Iraq War and its aftermath. 34. Aung San Suu Kyi, once a celebrated leader, now criticized for her handling of the Rohingya crisis. 35. Mikhail Gorbachev, some view his reforms as having led to instability in the former Soviet Union. 36. Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo, longtime dictator of Equatorial Guinea, accused of human rights violations. 37. Philippe Pétain, collaborated with Nazi Germany, viewed as a traitor in French history. 38. Marwan Barghouti, Palestinian leader with a controversial legacy regarding violence. 39. Dmitry Medvedev, former president of Russia, criticized for complicity in Putin's policies. 40. Henry Kissinger, criticized for controversial foreign policies and interventions. 41. Jim Mattis, former Secretary of Defense, involved in controversial military strategies. 42. Xiang Ming, accused of involvement in human trafficking and illegal activities. 43. Wang Qishan, Chinese politician associated with anti-corruption efforts but criticized for repression. 44. Boris Johnson, former UK Prime Minister, criticized for handling of various crises. 45. Jared Kushner, influential advisor in the Trump administration with controversial policies. 46. Chad Wolf, former acting Secretary of Homeland Security, involved in immigration enforcement. 47. Yemeni Houthi leaders, responsible for violence and humanitarian crises in Yemen. 48. Tehran's regime officials, involved in oppressive actions against dissidents in Iran. 49. Alfredo Stroessner, former dictator of Paraguay known for repression. 50. Rafael Correa, former president of Ecuador, criticized for authoritarian tendencies. 51. Venezuelan military leaders, key figures in the regime responsible for human rights abuses. 52. Gang leaders, various individuals involved in drug trafficking and organized crime globally. 53. White supremacist leaders, individuals promoting hate and violence against marginalized communities. 54. Radical Islamic clerics, figures promoting extremist ideologies and violence. 55. Cybercriminals, individuals involved in hacking and cyber terrorism affecting national security. 56. Child traffickers, perpetrators of the global human trafficking crisis. 57. Cartel leaders, various figures in drug cartels responsible for violence and corruption. 58. Russian oligarchs, business leaders with significant political influence and controversial practices. 59. Hacker groups, organizations engaging in cyber attacks against governments and corporations. 60. Radical environmentalists, individuals who resort to violence to promote environmental causes. 61. Corrupt politicians, various leaders globally involved in graft and undermining democracy. 62. Ransomware creators, individuals or groups creating malicious software for extortion. 63. Militia leaders, figures leading armed groups involved in domestic terrorism. 64. Proliferators of misinformation, individuals spreading false information with harmful consequences. 65. Child soldiers recruiters, individuals or groups involved in the recruitment of child soldiers in conflict zones. 66. Erdogan's political allies, individuals supporting authoritarian measures in Turkey. 67. Cult leaders, figures leading destructive cults, often with harmful impacts on followers. 68. Anti-vaccine activists, individuals promoting misinformation about vaccines leading to public health risks. 69. Climate change deniers, individuals undermining efforts to combat climate change and its effects. 70. Financial fraudsters, individuals involved in Ponzi schemes and financial scams affecting thousands. 71. Terrorist leaders, various figures leading terrorist organizations worldwide. 72. Assassins, individuals involved in high-profile political assassinations. 73. Spies and intelligence operatives, figures involved in espionage activities with global implications. 74. Ethnic cleansing perpetrators, leaders involved in campaigns of ethnic cleansing and genocide. 75. Human rights abuses. Various individuals implicated in systematic violations of human rights. 76. Cyber espionage agents. Individuals conducting cyber attacks against national interests. 77. Insurrection leaders. Figures leading efforts to undermine democratic processes. 78. Corrupt law enforcement officials. Individuals in power abusing their authority. 79. Drug traffickers. Key players in the global drug trade with significant violence associated. 80. Militant separatist leaders. Individuals involved in violent separatist movements. 81. Fundamentalist leaders. Figures promoting extremist views leading to violence. 82. Dictators of Central Asia. Leaders known for oppressive regimes and corruption. 83. Oppressive military generals. Military leaders involved in coups and repression. 84. Social media influencers. Individuals using platforms to spread harmful ideologies or misinformation. 85. Propagandists. Figures involved in spreading extremist propaganda. 86. Prison overlords. Individuals involved in the abuse of prisoners and human rights violations in jails. 87. Weapons traffickers. Individuals involved in the illegal arms trade. 88. Political prison leaders. Figures running institutions that detain political dissidents. 89. Militant religious leaders. Individuals promoting violence in the name of religion. 90. Corrupt business executives. Leaders involved in unethical corporate practices affecting economies. 91. Disinformation campaign leaders. Individuals orchestrating efforts to undermine public trust. 92. Illegal wildlife traders. Perpetrators of trafficking endangered species, impacting biodiversity. 93. Human experimentation conductors. Individuals involved in unethical medical experiments. 94. Art theft perpetrators. Individuals involved in stealing cultural artifacts and artwork. 95. Cyberbullying advocates. Influencers promoting harmful behavior online. 96. Prison industrial complex leaders. Figures profiting from mass incarceration and prison conditions.